we're going to learn about the water cycle. The water cycle is a cycle that water makes every day. Something to think about is, how old is water? Water is very old. It is as old as the earth. This water is the same water that was around when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. Now, the water starts here. Lakes, ponds, rivers, oceans, whatever you want. And it evaporates into the sky and collects in the clouds. Then the water condensates, which is condensation, in the clouds and precipitates back to the earth. This is called collection. Whenever it collects, it goes back into the lakes, the rivers, the oceans. That is the whole water cycle. It's not very complicated, but this happens every day somewhere on earth. Now, I'm going to explain to you what these terms mean. First, we have evaporation. Evaporation occurs when the sun heats water up and it becomes vapor in the air. So that's the part where the water rises into the clouds. Condensation occurs when air cools and the vapor collects into liquid form. This is what happens in the clouds before it precipitates. Precipitation, condensation falling onto land in the form of rain, sleet, hail, snow, and mist. So that's when it rains. The water all falls back down to the ground or the ocean or lakes. Collection, when water that falls from the clouds as rain, snow, hail, or sleet collects in the oceans, rivers, lakes, and streams. So that is when it goes back to the starting point. Now, does anybody have any examples of any of these terms? Okay. An example of evaporation would be, have you ever seen how foggy it is in the morning or night after a good rain? The fog rising off the ponds in the mornings, off the ground, that is evaporation. So you see it all the time. Condensation. Whenever you have a glass of ice water or anything iced and all the water collects on the outside of the glass, that's condensation. Precipitation. Well, the best example of precipitation is rain, sleet, snow, ice, anything falling in different forms, frozen like ice, the water's the liquid. Any type of water falling to the ground is precipitation. An example of collection. Collection, of course, happens during the precipitation phase. And it is just the water going back into the earth. That's the best example you can give for that. So, I would like you to study the chart, the whole cycle of the whole water cycle. I would like you to study the terms, all 4 terms from this cycle, because tomorrow I'm going to give a quiz where you have to label all 4 parts of the cycle and match all the terms to their definition.